Hello, Cancers. Welcome back to Deku Tarot. Welcome to your October 2020 reading. First off, I want to apologize for not having your September 2020 reading with all the others. I recorded it, loved it. It was such a powerful reading, and then it was just gone, all but the last 30 seconds of it, which was super weird. So I do apologize. The time just never came for me to be able to do September reading for you, and I just figured, let's give you your October one a little early. I feel like you guys have been itching for change. And this just comes up to show us that. And as we get into Scorpio season, I mean, well, first, here we are just entering Libra season as I do this reading. But Scorpio season holds a lot of transformation for you. For some reason, Cancers, I find Scorpio season for water signs, and for maybe more signs than that, but I find especially so for water signs, it's the time, it's the new year. It's the time where we throw out the old, where we make the transformation, where it feels more like the new year than the new year itself. And it's time to let something go. It's time to end some type of chapter. It's time to herald in the transformation. And by the end of October, oh boy, we'll be there. I remember in the reading that I did for you that was never able to go up for whatever reason, the disappeared reading, the missing read. There was some major moments for you guys. Tower moments of explosion, of boiling over. And I remember that's what I was going to call it, because it just, the whole reading just felt like you guys, like there's certain things that are just boiling over. And I think for some of you, I also get the sense your exhaustion in certain areas of life and just in general is starting to boil over. Being overworked, being unable to have the fun with the friends that we want, to be able to connect in our relationships the way we used to and the way we desire, to move beyond where we felt we've been really stuck. And again, especially so in relationships. I feel that there's a moment, and if you haven't reached it yet, you will as you enter October, maybe even before it. And that moment will be when you decide you're done. We're going to be done pretending like we're satisfied with this. I'm done doing this whole game of I'm going to work, and I'm going to put in all the effort and not expect anything else. I want something, and I'm not afraid to say it. I know what I need, and I'm not afraid to get it. I'm not afraid to show dominance, to show power in reaching for it. Aggression even. Ooh. And that's a word you don't hear so much about, Cancers. But there's an aggressive energy to your nature about taking control and taking your power back and making the changes necessary and not letting people say whatever the hell they want to you anymore. Oh, no. Wow. We're on a new path, and you know what? I get this sense you guys really just don't care. You don't care if it leads you down someplace that everyone's saying is wrong, or if, you know, the old you would question your actions, question your decisions. You're not doing that. So others might see it as foolish. Others like this little dog, the black dog. And if you know the, I almost said the mystery, the myth of the black dog, I always found that really significant in this card. The third, I'm not going to get into it. If you want to look it up, but it's a very interesting folklore myth of the black dog. And I believe it's mostly in England. If you see it 3 times, the last time you see it will be when you die, and it's supposed to be maybe a messenger of death. I don't know, look into it. But anyways, I always see that as you might feel like there are warnings, and maybe those warnings will be more prevalent down the line, but right now we're really not paying attention to them, are we? No. We're saying what we want, and we're doing what we want, and Mars retrograde in Aries is the time to push through. It's not the time. I think a lot of people see it as this is a time to rest and take a break and let the energy just suffocate you. But this is actually the time where we need to push through and change and not sit back. So I'm not going to tell you to sit back, to rest, to let it go. Because if you want this change, if you want things to feel good, if you want all those good energies that I know you guys are craving in relationships, real connections in your relationships, friendships, good times, feeling comfortable in them as well, and like your desires are being met, it's all very important to you right now. And if you want that, you can't let Mars retrograding in Aries stop you from going for it. It's the time to push through. And it's like, why would you go for something when it's more difficult? Well, because we will take on the challenge. And I feel like you guys are up for the challenge right now. I think everyone's kind of up for the challenge. And you can check out the astrology video that I did for the month if you want to hear more about all these crazy energies kicking about. And, you know, yes, there's fear of loss. There's fear that down the line we might regret what we've said, what we've done. But haven't we lost enough already? And that's the sensation I get there. We're not willing to lose again. We're not willing to put our swords down and walk away. Sometimes people might see that Five of Swords reversed as that, but I feel nothing can hurt you now because you're armored for the change. All right, fine. Let's do this then. It's cool with me. Oh, what? No major emotional explosion? No guilt tripping? No hiding? Yeah, none of it. Don't let your inability to gather up the energies occasionally. Again, you just might feel really tired or whatever your Mars placement is. I know my Mars is in Aries and I've been exhausted. It has been a push through and I've challenged myself to work every day to not give into this because no matter how much I would love a vacation, I've got a lot to do. And if I want to make headway, I got to keep going. And that's what we're remembering here. You might find that, interesting, family and friends, you can either rely on some of them or you might have to cut some of them off. It's a very fine line there. And certain people, you just don't want to play with their energies anymore. So if you've lost to me, or if I've lost to you in any way, if we fought, if it has not been what I've wanted it to be in these familial, close relationships, fine, whatever. Even if it's a love relationship, let's talk about it. Let's find a way to forgive, to accept, to understand, and just be. Because at a certain point, you can only let somebody else's energy seep into and affect yours, affect you in your home, affect you in where you feel most safe, comfortable, happy. You get to decide who's there. You get to decide what that is for you. Your Ten of Pentacles, your safety, comfort, your lineage, the home that you build, the people that you keep close, your wealth, your ability to create all of that is no longer going to be lost on the wrong people this month. And I kind of got that, and I knew that we would get there by this month because of what came up in that last reading that was never able to be aired. But you guys have stood up in the past month. And if you haven't yet, you'll find yourself standing up and telling people what you need, how you feel, and what the hell you're going to do with your time and your decisions. And if they have a problem with it, fine. But I don't want to hear about it because I'm only looking to have either a good relationship with you or none at all. If you can't respect these boundaries, bye. But I'm not playing the game where I let you hurt me again, where I let you manipulate me, where I let you make me feel less than, where I let you make me feel unloved and taken from. No more of that. Because we're actually on top of the world. We've got a lot of good friends, a lot of good people in our corner, And our skills, they're great. What you're bringing to the table in terms of career and where you want to go with it is very important. Ooh, it gave me chills. Very important to you this month. And it's what you will do with what you're driven to do. Where you will go with it. How you will foster the growth of this. How you will build up this new path. How you will leave behind. And again, I think some of you, if we're talking about career here, and you've been, questioning leaving a place that has just treated you in a way that you're just done with. Either if it's, even if it's just one person, even if it's just the pay, whatever it is, there is something about it that has not respected you. That has not built you up to where you want to go. And you didn't see it until now. That we had stopped ourselves here. We could actually have more, do more, be more. But we held ourselves accountable and responsible for what others needed us for, said they did. We've let others manipulate us into believing that we don't have as much to offer as we do. And there's a real wake-up call on that. Wow, actually, no, I'm talented. I'm amazing. If you don't want my hard-working energy, if you don't want any of this, bye-bye now. I'll find someone who does. And you know what? It doesn't feel that hard. Because it feels like whatever you're walking towards, when you step away from this like the Fool, when you get up and you make your remark and say, I mean, this is such a moment here. This is such a crisp moment of, death, King of Wands, and then the Fool. We walk out. We walk out as a leader, and that's really what's important here. This is, this is like if you imagined quitting in like the most amazing, like I'm trying to think of like an amazing quitting like moment in a movie or something where it's like, I quit and this is that. And you know what else? The job that I'm going to next, 100K a year, bye. It's like that kind of moment. Like, yeah, I'm going to walk away from this and also fuck you and fuck you and fuck you. It's like one of those moments where you tell everybody exactly why you're leaving and exactly how you feel. And you just dip on out. It's like mic drop. It's a mic drop moment. You have your mic drop moments, and I know that you're having some. I feel like we had one in September, didn't we? Maybe you're on that Virgo. I keep wanting to say full moon, new moon. Don't let your fears get the best of you as you push forward. Yeah, you can think of all the worst case scenarios, but what if you think of all the best case ones? That's what happens if you think of all the best case ones. Remember that you're loved and supported. You have, again, like I've been saying, you've been really wanting to connect with some people that make you really happy. Loved ones, family, friends, or, again, friends that you consider family. Because maybe your relationship, which, might be coming up here as having some difficult moments with family, is stressing you, putting a lot of stress on you, putting a lot of negative energy at you right now. But it can feel like a lot of baggage. And the people that love you, again, your friends, those that support you, those that are there for you, that are helping you. Again, we get two really positive 10s. They're here for you. You have a lot of people in your corner that support you, will help you, are impressed by you, and that you can lean on at this time for advice, for guidance, for that little boost that you need. Because, hey, it'd be great sometimes if we could all just pick ourselves up and run forward. But, sometimes getting a little help, remembering that you are awesome, and having that friend or that person that loves you shake you and tell you, you're amazing, you've got this. Sometimes that's just really all you need to keep going. So let's see. October holds a lot of promise for you. Moments of change and transformation of how we define ourselves and how we step forward. And it allows us to decide whether we want to take a path away from where we are in terms of career and move towards something better. And love. If you want something out of a relationship, if you want something to change, if we want to start talking about a different future, we want to talk about what we really need. And let's be honest, we got to talk about that here, don't we? Yeah, you do. But you have to remember, when the Five of Cups is reversed, yeah, we might be mourning the loss of some aspect of a relationship, something that maybe we just can't have. Maybe, you know, we've built up love relationships in a very, again, Cancers are romantic. I get it. I am a Cancer rising. I'm quite a romantic in my head, and I'm very all over the place with my Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer placements. It's very romanticized in my head, airhead, whatever you want to call it. But it's beautiful in a way to be romantic, and it's beautiful for those needs of romanticism to be met. And if they're not, and if you feel like you are lacking some aspect in your relationship where you feel that you're giving and you want this and that you're just not getting what you need in return, it's having that conversation about it. And again, when those 5 cups are reversed, it usually shows 2 cups upright. What came out right before that I know was going to come out again, because it came out when I was shuffling, just picking up on your energy, was that 2 of Cups. We can, if we're willing to have really open, honest conversations, especially, again, if you checked out my astrology video and Mercury's in Scorpio, we've got, you know, again, that scorpionic energy coming up. And again, that we've got 2 Venusian, like a new moon and a full moon, mid-October, and then on October 31st on Halloween. Again, check out the astrology video because I go over all this, but you guys are going to want to be, you're going to want to reconnect. You're going to want to build up your relationship. It's going to be a focus, and the emotional depths, the secrets, the things that you've been hiding about what you really want, what you really need, anything that hasn't been communicated properly in a relationship absolutely will be coming up. And if you do want to talk about it, not even if you want to talk about it, you might not want to talk about it, but I'm going to tell you, talk about it. Push yourself to talk about these things, to have those conversations, and to make your relationship better, because you're willing to put forth that effort too. And tell people, tell your partner, whoever you want to be with, I'm coming here with this cup. What are you really offering? Because these are the things that have made me feel confused. This is what I need, and I don't feel I'm getting that. Whatever the conversation might be, and I feel that you guys really need to state some of your needs and some of what is important in a very upfront manner, not through, passive aggression or not saying it directly. This is like, you need to be direct here. We need to have a direct conversation about what's hurting the relationship in order to make it better. And if you're single and you're willing to move on from somebody who you just need to let go and to stop hurting yourself over, somebody who's hurt from you, taken from you, and it's like, I'm seeing that real clear right now. There's love on the other side, not with that person. But if you're willing to let go of that energy, close it out, and do what's best for you. Maybe even tell that person why they hurt you, what really happened. I think if you fight for that, 7 of Wands, fight where your principles, where you feel that your, what is the word I'm looking for? Where your principles have been under attack, where what you hold yourself to is being under attack. What makes you comfortable, what makes you happy. If you stand up for what you know is right for you, you have those conversations, and you don't let people push you down on it. If you're willing to overcome this month, all that you want is there. It's just going to take a bit of a push. But I think you've got the fire, or really your boiling point has been hit, and you're overflowing now. So it'll be there, and the success, the happiness in relationships, moving forward in a new direction that's very exciting and that brings you such joy, is all here for you. But what you have to remember is that you hold the cards, and that it's all on you. And again, Mars retrograding in Aries is going to put this on everybody. Don't be like, it's just Cancers, it's just me. This is going to I feel like this is going to be a theme in every reading. If you want some change, if you want these things to happen, you have to fight against the lazy and difficult, frustrating energy right now and just do them. If you want to move, you got to make the effort. You got to do what you got to do. If you want your relationship to work, we got to have those conversations. If we want to leave this job and find another, we're going to have to do it. And it's going to be good. And we cannot sit in fear any longer. Because the longer we have been sitting in fear, the worse our stagnation, the worse our anxiety, the worse our sadness and displeasure with where we're at has been. So this is kind of, again, September, October, I would say late September into October is this breaking point for you guys. By the end of October, it's like, I'm a fresh new Cancer. Fight me. Like, I love it. I love you guys so much. Let's pull one oracle. I kind of want to use my I have to use the Stacey DeMarco Halloween oracle this month because it's Halloween. Sorry that we're all getting a nice good view of like my armpit or something, but I almost forgot to take them out here. So let's check these guys out. I love this deck so much, and we don't use that often anymore. So, card of guidance, advice, our higher selves. Ooh, what's this? Yep. I love it. Night Song, hidden talents. Know that you have talents that may not have come to the surface yet, that you might be discovering new talents and new things that you love. And this is kind of, again, this is an awakening moment for you. I mean, obviously with these cards, but whenever I see Night Song, I always see pay attention to the signs, pay attention to your intuition, because it's heralding change and bringing that in, but you need to recognize your hidden talents and your abilities. You've hit, maybe there are even things that you know you have, but you've hidden them and put them down so much that it's not, you don't feel very confident anymore. You don't feel like they're what you need. All right, so should this beautiful but shy bird sing to you by appearing during your divination, know that you must unwrap the present of yourself. Look, some of the gifts within you remain unopened. The time has come to step into your true potential and claim all possibilities for yourself. There is no more time to waste, no more excuses. What a perfect and on-point message. Oh my gosh. So yeah, there's no more excuses this month. And I don't even think that, I think that if you sat down and thought about it for a second, you guys would be like, yeah, there aren't any more excuses, because you're such a fiery, like intense, like let's go energy right now. Like it's just this, again, it's like Scorpio Cancer here. I'm loving it. Anyways, I love you guys so much. If you want to book a private reading, all my information is in the description box below. Do make sure to subscribe, guys. We're trying to get to 20,000. And make sure to share me with your friends if you enjoyed the reading. Make sure to share it over on Facebook, whatever. And if you do want to check out, you know, your own astrology birth chart or, you know, compatibility charts or analysis, do check out my code for getting 30% off of Truly Divine's really incredible natal charts, birth charts, compatibility analysis. Again, that's all in the description box below. They do an incredible job of all that. So check that out if you're interested. And definitely check out the astrology video that I did for this month, because this month's a freaking doozy. Hold on to your butts, I think is what I called it. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful and blessed month. Namaste.